Hello you guys, it's me KC and I'm back with another video. And before I get started with the games I bought recently, I wanted to let you guys know the schedule of how I make videos. First of all, I post videos bi-weekly. I make them on the weekly basis. So, for example, if I post up a video like on a Wednesday, don't expect it that following Wednesday of next week. You get what I'm saying? Expect it on that Tuesday. Expect it on that Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Don't expect it on the same exact day. It may fall on that day, it may not, but just expect a video sometime that week. And that's how my schedule runs if you guys wanted to know. Because sometimes you may, look at it and be like, he ain't posting up no videos. It's either number one, you guys are looking on the same days and expecting a video to be posted, or number two, sometimes the video doesn't even pop up in the, subscription box. And you guys like, where the crap that have you been? Like some people was like, no time, long time no see, KC. I'm like, long time no see. I post up a video every week. It may not be on the same exact day, but it's always every single week. It's very rare that I take breaks. The only reason why I take breaks is if I'm busy, or I just want to chill out, or there's no news for that week. So that's the only time that I won't post up a video. But other than that, that's done. I'm done giving my lecture about how I post videos. It's time to get to the games that I bought recently. And the first game that I would like to start off with is Lollipop Chainsaw. Now, I bought this game sometime in June. I've enjoyed this game a lot, but this game is not worth the $60 price tag. It's worth something less. The reason why I bought it, and going through this game, I knew that this game was not going to be worth the $60 price tag, is because of how long it is. I expected more gameplay out of it, especially if it's like something like a button mashy kind of game or something like that. Something on the same lines as like Arkham Asylum, Devil May Cry, Heavenly Sword. Those type of games, you expect to get at least like 15, maybe a certain amount of hours of gameplay out of it. But for what it was a great game, and I enjoyed it a lot. This is the same maker, Suda51, who made the No More Heroes series, the Killer 7 and Shadows of the Damned. I still want to play Killer 7 and Shadows of the Damned. I still have to check those out, but I played No More Heroes 1 and 2, and I decided to give this game a shot. So if you guys see this game for $30 or $40 or lower, please pick it up because this is a great game. Don't listen to what all the reviewers have to say about it. If you guys like and love No More Heroes, and you like Suda51 games and how its quirkiness is throughout the whole game or whatever, and you enjoy No More Heroes combat, then you will enjoy this game. The next game that I would like to show you guys is Castlevania Dinosaur. Now, I've enjoyed this game a lot. I'm on like level 25, 24, and I'm on the middle end of the game, whereas I'm about to beat it soon, but I still feel like I'm in the middle of the game. So I played through or whatever, and I played it, and I lost against the boss. I'm like, oh crap, I set it down. You pick it back up, and you like, where the crap am I? That's the only problem that I have with the series, with both Castlevania 1 and 2, is that, it doesn't take notes. One thing I liked about Pokemon is that, like, on the later versions, like Diamond and Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, and the future titles, they will leave notes and tell you where you went to and what you did, and pretty much give you an idea of where you are at. Instead of just leaving you out in the middle of nowhere and you like, where the crap do I go next, because I don't remember where I left off. That's what I liked about Pokemon. And I'm not trying to compare the two, but I'm talking about, like, I wish that they incorporate the same features of Pokemon when it starts up into this game. That's all I'm saying. Other than that, this game is great, but I still don't think it's better than Part 2, which is Portrait of Ruin. The next game that I would like to show, or the next games that I would like to show that I've gotten, is Luminous 1 and 2. Both Luminous 1 and 2, I got these games for $2.69. Part 1, I bought it, and I was all like, oh, this game is great. But the game really is immersive. The music and the puzzle playing. Yes, it has a little steep learning curve, but once you learn it, you're able to go through the stages. And what you do is you earn new songs so that you can go back and play those later in like a marathon mode all by itself. But the only problem that I had about this game is when you play the story mode and you go through each set of music. If you beat a stage, you go to the next music and the next music and the next music. The only problem that I had out of this game is that they didn't mix up the music or something like that, or mix up the tracks that you've already beaten until you get to that point where you're about to unlock the next song. That's the only problem that I had out of this game. But it is good for what it is, and I'm glad I paid $2.69 for it because they have some very good songs on this one. Part 2 is actually improving where part 1 left off. You can actually mix up the songs to the way that you want on part 2. With all the songs that you've earned, you can mix and match them, and you can play them in a marathon mode. That's what I like about that. But they still have the thing where as you go into story mode, and it's going to be the same set all over until you get to that certain point, whereas you're about to go to the next stage to earn that next new song. So they still have that feature going, but at least you can mix and match. That's what I wanted, and at least you can play that in a marathon mode. Rather than part 1, you're playing in a marathon mode, but you're playing the exact same song. But the game is pretty good, and I got it for $2.69. Too bad they didn't have the book in the case. I asked for it, but they didn't have it. Alright. Now the next game that I have is Metal Gear Acid 2. And I got it for the PSP, as you can see. And I bought this game. I got it for $5. And I can understand what a lot of people are coming from. All the game is a little robust. It's trying to be an RPG game, but it's not. But I think this game was mainly dedicated for the Metal Gear fan. And I am a Metal Gear fan. I've beaten 1 through 4. I've beaten 1 at least 4 times. I've beat part 2 at least 3 times. And on the 4th run through of the game, I've beaten part 3 1 time, beaten part 4 twice, and I beat Peace Walker 1 time. So I pick up this game, and it reminds me of Metal Gear RPG. If Metal Gear was an RPG mode, this is what it would be. You're still, doing stealthy stuff, and you actually trying to have RPG elements. I kind of like this game for what it is. I got it for $5. You know what I'm saying? But I'm enjoying the game for what it is. It may not be the best RPG game in the world, but these are little gems that PSP has, or that I've missed out on when I didn't have a PSP. So I really enjoy that game. Another game that I've bought, but I haven't even gotten a chance to play it, is God of War Chains of Olympus. Now, I was actually thinking about getting the collection for the PlayStation 3 for $40. It comes with Chains of Olympus HD with Ghost of Sparta. You get God of War 1, 2, and 3. And I think that's it. I think that's all the God of War games that it comes with, but they were all in HD and they were all on the console. But the thing is, to tell you the truth, I've never played a God of War game or owned one. That's surprising, right? And this is supposed to be the entry to the series, but you still got God of War Ascension. I think that's before this game too. But at least I got part 2, and it gives me a good idea of what God of War is going to be like. So I bought it for $6. I said, why not? Now you guys may be asking, why am I buying all of these PSP games? It's simply because they are very cheap. A lot of people hack. I don't like to steal. And, I finally fixed the D-pad on my PSP. I was ready to play some games. And, there's not too many 3DS games that I want to buy for $40 at this moment until 999 Part 2, the sequel to 999 Part 2 comes out later on this month. I'll pick that up. That's the only reason why I picked up these games. But anyways, with that being said, let's move along. Another game that I got, Borderlands 2. Now, I played Borderlands 1, and I enjoyed it with my friends online. We were playing on Skype, we were playing on the PlayStation 3 or whatever, and I was enjoying the game all the way till near the end, once I started to realize that the game had no penalties. And this is a problem for me because I want a game to be very challenging. It's a certain type of, mood point, or a certain type of balance that I kind of want with my games. You know what I'm saying? And that's the only reason why I'm critical with my games. As you can see, all these games that I bought aren't bad. You know what I'm saying? I love these games, and you can tell that I have the taste for games. Heck, I got Metal Gear, I have Dragon Ball Z Budokai, I have Super Smash Brothers, I have Batman, I have Uncharted, I have Resident Evil, I have Donkey Kong Country Returns, I have Legend of Zelda, Call of Duty, Trauma Center, let me see, some other games, Guitar Hero, I have Street Fighter, I have Transformers. So you guys know that I'm a versatile gamer. I don't just shout stuff for no reason. Some people may think that I'm just criticizing for something else, but I like my games to be particularly good. When I buy a title, I want to buy it because I like the quality of the games. And none of these games on that shelf for right now, maybe like only two, that I would take back, but none of these games on this shelf, I didn't name them all, I would take back. I would never take them back. Why? Because I love these games. I will pick these games up and play it again on my downtime. So I never just spout out nonsense for no reason. I know my games. I've been playing video games for a long time. And that's why, when I played Borderlands 2, I played Borderlands 1 and 2, I played Part 2, and I was looking for a balance of difficulty. And I got the same feeling that I felt near the end of Borderlands 1. Not that this game is bad. The game is not bad at all. The control of the game is good. The atmosphere of the game is good. The music of the game is good. Everything is good about the game, alright? Everything is good. But the only thing that gets me, when I'm looking for a type of game, I'm looking for balance. Whereas the character doesn't feel too overpowered, but they can't be too underpowered. So it has to fit that balance for me. Listening to all of these titles that I have, I look for that balance, and all of these games have that. That's why they will stay on the shelf. That's why I will pick them back up and play them again. This game didn't have that, okay? When I died, I was like, I don't care. Oh well, I'm gonna lose loot. Big deal. Ooh, that's a big penalty for me? Ooh, watch me go up and shoot him again, lower down his energy. It may take a while, but I can go back up to him and do it again. It doesn't matter. Just as long as I keep trickling him down, leveling up in different places, I will pass this stage. Other games like Final Fantasy, I don't want to compare it to that, but some games, you get up to that level, whereas you cannot beat that boss, and you like, what the crap? You cannot go up to that boss several times after you lost. You cannot go back up to them several times and be like, oh crap, this is no big deal. This is no big deal to me because I can keep on stepping up to the boss, trickling his life down, and he'll eventually die. That's the risk that I felt with the game. When I got to the end of this game, I didn't feel that with the final boss because I knew that my teammates were still going to survive, and we're going to go back in there and keep, inching them down. No matter what level we are, we're still going to keep inching them down because once you revive in the same place. You can't get locked out of that place like you do with the horde mode. But, You know, you keep coming back and you can keep fighting them. That's the only problem that I have with the game. Okay? Other than that, you know, I enjoyed the game for what it was. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's the end of that. I enjoyed the game. I enjoyed everything about the game, but when it comes to balance or whatever, that's the only problem. And if a game doesn't have that certain balance, whereas I'm feeling too overpowered or too underpowered and it doesn't meet it in the middle, I don't feel like playing the game because I feel like, you know, it's not that balanced. But it's a good game nonetheless. If you guys like that game, you can go pick it up. But the balance just isn't for me. It's not like it's going to be for everybody else and everybody has to follow my logic. I'm just telling you how I feel about the game, okay? So anyway, you know, that wasn't too much of a rant, but I like to tell you guys how I feel about certain games. You know, I don't just spout out nonsense. You know, I've been playing games for a long time. It's my hobby. I know what I'm talking about, all right? Whether it's my opinion or not, you know, it is what it is. The last game I got was Last Story. And may I tell you guys that this game is one of my favorite RPG games this gen. Set aside from the bad camera, sometimes, you know, when you're fighting 1v1, but that only happens like 1v1. The game didn't feel too overpowered. The game wasn't that long. It was like 25 hours long to beat. The story was pretty decent and had a twist and a plot, you know, a plot twist near the end that I didn't expect but did kind of expect. And the battle system, oh my gosh, the battle system is good in the game. This should have been Final Fantasy 13. This was made by the same makers of Final Fantasy 6 on down. Okay? This game should have been Final Fantasy 13's fighting engine. You don't press buttons, okay? You don't press buttons. And, you know, these characters don't fight for themselves. You get to control them. You get one controller. You know, you got one controller, which is the dude. Okay? He could tell everybody else what to do. And, like, you know, it's like an MMO, but you pause in the middle of the battle. That's what I liked about turn-based. That's what I felt like when I was playing this game. It felt like an RPG because everything paused and you got to calculate the situation. You know what I'm saying? A lot of games out nowadays, they like to say that this game is RPG or whatever, but it's really not. You know, they just say, oh, it's RPG, it's a role-playing game. That's technically what it is, but, you know, from a general standpoint, it's not an RPG game. You know, a lot of people are just saying, oh, because you level up, it's an RPG game. You know what I'm saying? Instead of, you know, real RPG elements. What I like about this game is that you were able to pause and calculate everything, okay? And stuff happened afterwards, like immediately. Just like a turn-based game. And you can move around and you can slice up people. You can bring your enemies closer to each other. And some people had overdrives. They brung the overdrive back from Final Fantasy X onto this game. And I really loved it. I really enjoyed this game. For $50, this is a really great game. It was worth every penny that I spent on it. I'm glad that I waited for this game. They said not Raccoon City, but Operation Rainfall, the 3 games that were out, Xenoblade, The Last Story, and Pandora's Tower, I was rooting for this game the whole time because it looked the best, and I'm glad that it lived up to expectations. This game was great. If you guys have $50, go buy it. You know, and it's not as long as Xenoblade, but heck, you know, it was a 25-hour game. I got work in school, and I still enjoyed it. I played it every single weekend. This game is great. Enough said. So with that being said, these are all the games that I got. Smash, you know, wanted me to do this. Throw all of these games or whatever, you know, throw the PSP. It hit my head or whatever. I keep hitting my head with the PSP games or whatever. Yeah, I got the PSP back. I've been playing this a lot. you know, during my break time before I'm going to go to work. This system is great for what it is, and I'm glad I was able to pick up the missing pieces when Nintendo DS dominated this system. So with that being said, I know this video is extra long. I can't contain the excitement that I'm having for the PSP, you know, enjoying it before I go to work and all that stuff. So, you know, I just hope you guys, you know, just look forward to my next video. And that'll be coming up next week. And with that being said, I'll see you guys later. Peace. All right.